Good afternoon, Flaniverse. Welcome in. Another weekly show here. We're excited to transition a little bit, but first we're going to give a nice little shout out. We tried, we gave it our effort, Neil, man. We wanted to go to Kansas City. We had so much fun, the journey to get to Kansas City. And this is the week. This is the Dog Bowl week. Best of luck to all the friends and family that we had on the show. It was a lot of fun. Pulling for all you guys. So for you guys all cash in the top of the leaderboard. Looking forward to following all the content that's out there, and don't be afraid to share your rosters on the Flaniverse Discord so we can cheer for you guys. And that's that Saturday draft and then Sunday to see how you guys are doing.
Yeah, it'll be fun to track that.
Yeah. So Neil, man, how was your Thanksgiving? I know we took a little week off last week. I was traveling. How was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was good. Had multiple, celebrated with my family on Thursday and then with my wife's family on Friday. Kept pretty busy. Yeah, it was a good, nice little break. I don't know if we've talked about it. I lost my eliminator. I guess I probably brought it up in one of our chats. So that was, a big bummer for me. Like the one team that I've been tracking really closely, really excited about, hits kind of a behemoth matchup last week. So lost that. So that was kind of a bummer. Didn't get to would have had, the Cowboys, Dak and CD going on Thanksgiving. Would have been fun to track that. But live, for another day. We get to now just get into playoff or regular season best ball. Rather, we're getting to the playoffs of regular season best ball. So now we're all changing. I'm shifting my focus to best ball. What's going to make the playoffs at this point, and then of course getting into these playoff best ball drafts as we'll be talking about here.
Yeah, I'm kind of really excited for this week 14, not only because Dog Bowl week and I'm still trying to draft a little bit of the 12s in there to help fill those rooms so the guys get some practice in. And the goal line stands, a $15 contest. I think it's 10K up top. So it's definitely worth drafting. So I've been in there, but yeah, it's really a big sweat. Right now I think I'm a little bit above expectation, but I have a lot of teams in third position right now. And I'm hoping to get those ones in, and the ones that are flaming out.
Are you
a little shift there?
Are you tracking on BBMDB? Like looking at your expected, and every week my expected goes down. I same as last year. It was last year was my expected was 22 with a few weeks left. And I was like, okay, a little below expectation. That's obviously not good. I don't want to be below expectation, but it was a pretty rough year for me last year. And then I ended up advancing 14. It was just every week it was the expectation drops down. And this year it's been the same thing. I'm down to 28, so I'm at least above expectation this year, but it's been I'm advancing 29, expected to advance 29.8, and then every week it's 29.4, 29, and now I'm down to 28.1 is the expectation. So not loving that, but doing a little bit better on DraftKings, and obviously it's enough to have a sweat in the playoffs, so that should be fun.
Yeah, it only takes one. It only takes one. And it seems like, I was listening to some of the content, it seems like JT is a big one.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm kind of looking at those non-JT teams to kind of, okay, what one still has some firepower? So if JT flames out, what else do I have? I think Bucky is a really big one to have right now. And that's some of the things I was tracking, some of the Bucky Kittle teams that I had.
Oh, yeah.
I was taking CMC a little early too, so I have a couple CMC Bucky teams I thought would be kind of interesting with Kittle, with some Niner stuff. I'm thinking that could be kind of fun.
Yeah, it could be super fun. I drafted a ton of, I was overweight on Bucky. The big one for me was Omarion Hampton was somebody that I drafted a ton of. At this point, it's been so long. I'm guessing I'm not really advancing many Omarion Hampton teams. So I'm oh yeah, he's back. But they're probably all dead because that was a 3rd round pick that's been out basically the whole season. That's going to tank a lot of teams.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we really fully transition, I know probably some of the grinders are coming in here. We want to talk about week 14 a little bit. So been drafting a little bit of the 12s. The rooms have been a little bit hard to fill. Got a little busy today, so I wasn't quite in there enough. But it seems like it's a very deep quarterback slate. It's kind of like Josh up top, but he's going to be probably a first rounder. And then you can kind of pick and choose your quarterbacks. And I think there's going to be a lot of people playing chicken, trying to get those well projected RBs, but also really most importantly, RBs that are in good game environments with good opportunities for a lot of volume. I think that's going to be a priority for the boys. And then wide receiver is thin. I
Is
think
it?
it's super thin this week and on the main slate. So it's going to be a lot of kind of where you are draft spots going to really matter, and you're probably going to be forced to maybe play a little bit suboptimal because you're not going to be able to push players around the turn because everybody's going to be really clicking that high projected point player in the first couple of rounds. But I think playing chicken at quarterback and a little bit at tight end, if you don't want to go with the elite guys, is a good way to play it this week. It's a small slate for them. We're like a small field, so leaning into some game environments, I think, really matters. I really like the Buffalo Cincinnati game. I think that game can pop. The only thing to watch out for those guys is take a look at what Buffalo's been doing to passing attacks and think about how maybe Cincinnati will try to take advantage or try to be a little bit different of how to move the ball against that really tough secondary in Buffalo, because they're holding teams to like 170 passing yards a game. So I might see a little bit of uptick in Chase Brown. I don't know how he's projecting yet. I haven't seen any really true projections out yet, but I think Chase Brown is an interesting one. The tight ends as well in Cincinnati,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah,
I'm
man.
This is my first time looking at this slate. I've literally not looked at this slate at all yet. I've been, looking a little bit at playoff best ball. Even that, I started doing some playoff best ball drafts last night, and I entered I was just not going to think about it all, just going to enter and use the sidekick and take the top optimal. And then it was not working on Chrome. And while I was trying to get it set up on my Firefox, my computer just froze, which doesn't happen. My computer never freezes. But as I entered 5 drafts, it just so I have not actually spent a ton of time on playoff best ball, but we'll talk about the angles there. But yeah, you're right. Just looking through, this looks kind of exactly how you described it. The running backs look pretty good, a lot of spots there, but then the wide receivers, it's super thin. This is the thinnest I've seen. But there are a lot of wide receivers I think you can make a case for later on, are sort of interesting. But man, as you get deeper and deeper, it's a rough one. I don't envy those guys trying to. I do envy those guys because they're fighting for $200,000 or whatever. But it's not an easy one.
Yeah, I would be targeting team implied totals at my wide receiver, kind of like I do with a quarterback. If 3+ touchdown implied, I would move that also to wide receivers and kind of target the wide receivers on teams that could maybe score 3 points and just hope that the touchdowns go your way. Because after Mbuka, it really falls off fast.
Yeah. Tight end looks like it's kind of deep. You're saying you might want to play chicken there, but at least the top look Tyler Warren looks like a pretty strong play to me at ADP of 26. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Warren is good. I like Strange. I like Johnson. I think if Kincaid goes, I think he's a smash for the boys. I think that's how you're going to. Everyone knows the funnel in Cincinnati, running backs and tight ends.
Right.
And Josh Allen, but it's going to be a tough decision point because if you do take Josh in the first round, you're going to be really your RB2 or your flex position there is going to be pretty weak. So how to build that out. And I think trying to do that in these practice builds for him in the goal line stand is something that I would be trying to do is how can I make a really good Josh Allen team? Is it possible? And if it's not, and if you don't think it's not, then maybe don't pull the trigger on Saturday when it's draft time.
I swear I've gotten Josh Allen wrong every time I've played him. It's just so impossible to know how to stack him. I keep on going back to Khalil Shakir. I thought this week, Dalton Kincaid is out. Khalil Shakir is probably a good way to build that out. It's probably going to funnel more to Khalil Shakir. Instead, it was Gabe Davis led the team in routes run at least. And I don't know, just it's tough for me to build with Josh Allen to figure out how to build that out. Do you think it's viable in these to just do a naked Josh Allen?
Oh yeah. Okay. That's what went on. Oh, I didn't win it, but Patrick Barn YouTube had a naked Allen that came in second. Nice. And he had a mini with the Rams because it was that Buffalo Rams game that went nuts in the afternoon. Week 14 last year. He was out of the money until that explosion game, and he finished with a top 10 or a top 2 finish.
That's pretty nuts.
That's what Josh did. Yeah, he put up like almost, I think he put up 50 points that game.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other notes on this one, or do you wanna get into playoff best ball?
Yeah, let's transition. The boys got plenty of time to look at projections and get all the news in. There's nothing that we can really say on a Wednesday that's going to change their mind.
Yeah.
So best of luck. I'll be in the goal line stand. I'm trying to fill those rooms with you guys so you get your practice in if you want, and continue the conversation along the way. And best of luck on Sunday, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Good luck, everybody. Pretty excited. It'll be fun to track that. And like you said, we'll probably do something afterward to like talk about how the experience was for people at the Dog Bowl.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about maybe getting something together there, so we'll figure that out after the fact. But for now, we'll turn our focus to the playoff best ball. So I just pulled up. This is a resource that I've been using, just the NFL.com playoff picture page, which gives you kind of the odds for each team of making the playoffs and then the odds of being the number 1 seed. So then they would have the bye week. For now, that's all I've really paid attention to. But as we get into playoff best ball, like I said, this is like the first look for me. At some point, you start looking at like, what are the odds of making the Super Bowl? What are the odds of making the conference championship? Like those are the real. There are a lot of good resources out there to look at the kind of probabilities of both the bye week. And then I didn't find the immediate, like the resource I was using last year. I forgot what it was. But you can find there are pages that have odds of making the conference championship, the Super Bowl, bye week, all of that kind of in one. And that's super useful having that kind of stuff. Do you have any resources that you recommend?
Yeah, I've been doing it used to be New York Times. So I guess that sounds like the Athletic bought it out or something. So it's like the Athletic New York Times playoff predictor where you can kind of play around with it. I think it's free to subscribe and utilize it, or you can pay $1 right now. There's a bunch of deals. And you can actually like forecast, like, okay, say New England loses to Buffalo, then what does that do in the playoff picture? As you can kind of like play around with it and try to figure out seedings a little bit. So you can kind of like try to establish the seedings well in advance, and draft a couple teams that way.
Okay.
And so I've been playing around with that a little bit. Like I'm just like you. I think it was yesterday was my first day getting in. I think I did like 4 or 5. Again, I kind of had to knock off the cobwebs about like, how do I build these again? And, am I going after 2 or 3 teams? I can't, do I just do 1 AFC and 2 NFC, or 2 NFC and 1 AFC and stuff like that? So it took me a little bit to like get my bearings, but like these rooms are wild right now. Like the people that are drafting them, I don't think really understand how to draft. So I think the edge is there right now to get in a little early, even though we have no idea how it's going to shake out. I think this is a pretty good, fun year for us, because normally we know Kansas City is going to be the AFC Championship. Like we know that. This year, not so much. So it's kind of fun that way. And same thing kind of like on the NFC side. I think we kind of know it's the Rams are going to probably be in the NFC Championship game. So they're kind of a priority, but I think everybody knows that. But you'll find some rooms where you can pretty much get all Rams. It happened to me yesterday where I was able to get all the alphas in the first 4 picks. So that opportunity still exists.
When you draft Rams, are you primarily playing them as though they're going to get the bye and you need to cover, week 1 for every Ram, or are you primarily drafting it as though they're not going to get the bye?
Well, yeah, I think they're more likely to get the bye than not. So like with that build, I was like, okay, what team can I cover? So like a team like Tampa Bay, I thought was a good kind of cover team. A team like Green Bay, they're not like high up on the ADP list, so you can kind of cover them that way, or you could try to cover them through the AFC side. So what I did with that Rams team is like Rams were my only true NFC team, and then I was just trying to draft AFC teams with it.
Okay.
Is what I did at that draft. I was okay, I'm not going to draft any more NFC teams unless like I got screaming value. And then I was going to go on the AFC side and try to build it out that way. So I had like 4 Rams and then like 2 Patriots. I think I only had 1 Denver, and things like that,
Yeah.
kind of looking at the odds there of the teams that one Buffalo or two Buffalo, kind of that way.
Right. Well, I just found this page on ESPN that, covers a lot of what I want. I'd also like to see odds of making the AFC Championship. That's always good to see. I think like general strategy for anybody who has not played this, like all the money is in the Super Bowl. Like, so you want to have a team that is going to be able to field a full roster in the Super Bowl. Typically, I'd say I'm shooting to have like a team that has a shot to have at least 6 players in the Super Bowl, just for like having multiple different paths to get there, having nice combinations there. That's something I've kind of learned from Sacrilegious to some extent. Like I've always thought, like, oh, you just got to get 5 to the Super Bowl, you'll have a full team. But like listening to his stuff more, I kind of picked up like, yeah, he's right. Like just having more combinations is so useful, because that's not just like one extra combination when you add 6. It's like adding a bunch of different combinations you have when you get 6 players to the Super Bowl. So you kind of work backwards from there, because all the money's in the Super Bowl. You want to be able to field a full squad in the Super Bowl. You don't just want to get a team to there. You want to make the final and then have at least 6 players there. But then you kind of want to work backwards from there to like in the conference championship. Ideally, you would have 10 players active in the conference championship for maximum number of combos. But you want to have like, I guess I'm shooting for at least like 8 typically. Would you agree? Like you're kind of shooting for, you don't just want to have 5 in the conference championship. You want to have like 8.
Yeah.
But it can be tricky to do so, especially if you are building out for those bye weeks. So that's kind of like the macro strategy, is like try to have the most number of players who are still active late, and kind of like walk that thin line to get to that point, because that can be really tough when you're kind of navigating bye weeks. And then a lot of the time it's like, was it Jake Ferguson last year who was like, the Cowboys got bounced in the first round, but Jake Ferguson put up like 30 fantasy points. Might have been 2 years ago, I don't know, but like you get that every year. There's like random players that pop off.
Lad McConkey last year put up 30.
Yeah, Lad, that's a good one.
Yeah,
but it's also, I think it's 2 out of 6. I actually have not even looked at the structure of this. Two out of 6 in the first round, and then every other round is more difficult. So it's really like you want to have at least 5 in the first round, but you're basically just trying to have better teams later on. So that's why we're focusing on like the best teams, like you said, the Rams. It's because the first round is the easiest one to get through. So you can afford to take the team with the bye, because that one, again, you get 2 out of 6 get through. You just need it's not that difficult to move on from round 1, but then it gets super difficult starting in round 2, where it's like I think only one moves on out of, again, I should actually pull up the structure here for the wild card.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback to what you said, and what Zach says all the time is like, you want to box people out, be like, I got that combo and I got something else, or if I got 2 other options, that's what you want later, as late as you can in this contest.
Right.
A lot of it's pod luck as we shift through each round, matters, but you need to nail the Super Bowl. And right now it's really hard to nail that Super Bowl because we have really no idea. I'm kind of a little bit math in the math right now. Letting whatever the predicted markets point me in which direction, and then also kind of letting what ADP is like. No one wants to draft Denver, which they have a very high probability to go to the AFC Championship game. So like, why fight against it and build right now? Build a bunch of it, because I think it's only going to get more expensive. If they keep winning. So in your portfolio, if you're drafting a lot of these, eat a lot of Denver right now. It just seems pretty smart to me. Same thing with the Patriots. If Kansas City does start winning games, then you can then start kind of staying on head of that. And I think the earlier you start jumping into this contest, the better you're going to be drafting it throughout this whole season, because the gauntlet's going to drop, I think, probably we were drafting gauntlets at the Dog Bowl last year. So I got a feeling it's going to be pretty close. I think they're probably going to wait for this one to fill, which is, it's pretty close. I think we got like 30% left or something. So there's a good chance that the gauntlet does come on. Everybody will come out of the woodwork for that one, because it's a bigger, high price pool, and people like that contest quite a bit.
I should note this stream being not sponsored, I can say DraftKings has a milli to first contest out already, so that's one
Oh,
that, yeah, we do underdog mostly on this show, but I'll be playing some of the DraftKings where
yeah,
it might be $20 to enter, but it's $1 million to first, like, and that's out already. So that's kind of a fun one to get into, and I think it's a good idea to get in early because right
yeah,
now, like you said, like the prices are going to shift quite a bit as
yeah,
we have more certainty, which just means if you draft right now, yeah, you don't know. You might be drafting dead teams, but you're also drafting teams that are not going to be possible to draft in a week after we have a bit more clarity on where things are going here.
yeah,
I want to pull up the advancement here. So round one, it's 2 out of 6 advance in round one. So pretty easy to get through. I mean, a third of teams will make it through round one. And then from there, it's 1 out of 10 in round two, 1 out of 10 in round three. And then the final is 150 entries, all competing against each other for the top prize. So round one is like by far the easiest. And a lot of people draft completely wrong where they just like try to take all the best players. Like, I'm just going to load up on projection in round one. And it's like, okay, great. Now you have zero chance of actually making any serious money, and you can still lose. Even like loading up on the best projected plays, as a lot of people like to do. It's like you're not guaranteeing that you're going to win there. These are such small teams that, like, if one person has the guy who puts up 35 in round one, they can easily beat you, even though you put the team together that projects a lot better. So I
yeah,
think it's a pretty foolish way to draft that a lot of people do, where it's just like, I'm just going to load up on round one projection. I'm going to advance all my teams to round two, and they think they can just min cash every team. And it's like, it's not actually like, it's really easy to advance to round two, but it's not a guarantee that you're going to min cash every team. And you're just like giving up any kind of value in future rounds by loading up on that. So, it's, we talk about it all the time. Like, you like having those people in the contest. You don't necessarily like having them in your draft room where it's like
yes,
people that are drafting foolishly. It's like, I'm glad that those people are out there. And they're just kind of dead teams in round two, but also I don't want them in my draft room screwing up what I'm trying to do. It's a funny game we play, these playoff
yeah,
best ball.
yeah. You actually want to see all red badges in this contest.
Yeah.
Because
People stay in
for
their
the
lane.
most part, people are going to stay in their lanes and they're going to let it build. You might have a little bit of fighting over your secondary or third teams, but once you establish, once you piss on a team, everyone's going to be like, okay, that's his team, and I'm not going to mess with it. And you could really build out 4 or 5 guys on that team if you want, or if you want to stop at 3, because you don't see a lot of points being scored by the later, the third or fourth people on that team. Kind of like the Rams. We know the Rams are super consolidated, but I do think the second running back is worth a good click right now if you do have some Rams, because he's getting more work. I think he might matter come postseason.
Blake Corum, yeah.
Yeah, Blake
Yeah, I
Corum.
think that's a good shout. Like, often those players, like, just getting 2 points out of a player in the championship can really set your team apart. Like,
Yeah,
people overlook that. Also, it's something that we can do every year. Like, those players become more valuable as you get more certainty and more like stronger opinions about who's going to make the Super Bowl. You see those players rise up, the Blake Corums of the world, or the, in
yeah,
past years it's been Kareem Hunt or whoever it is, where it's just like, okay, this guy doesn't project for much of anything. He's probably not going to put up a lot of points, but like once you get to the Super Bowl, just putting up one fantasy point can put you ahead of a whole block of players who don't have that one player who's scoring some fantasy points. And then, of course, there's the out of like, what if something happens to Kyron Williams? Suddenly Blake Corum is a smash and he's the best, player that you can have. So yeah, it's a fun game that we play. We can just drop ask thoughts on 2-team builds like Bills Packers if you don't have the buys advancing.
yeah. Load them up.
Yeah, sounds great.
Load them up. Yep. And you could probably do one quarterback build with the Bills. Just Josh Allen hits your lineup every single week, and he's the one or the top scoring quarterback or second best quarterback of the week. So you can really load up on all those other wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, and hope that they just kind of ping pong throughout the gauntlet there.
Chris G says, can confirm this is good advice from an ex-Gauntlet champ. Once you win the Gauntlet, can't you just call yourself the Gauntlet champ forever? Like, do you lose the title? You're just a Gauntlet champ.
Oh, he has the trophy to prove it, and he's on our list to bring on, and probably after
yeah.
Dog Bowl, after we have everybody out for a hangout, he can come in here and share some alpha and draft some gauntlets with us.
Yeah, very nice. So you already, I mean, you got into it a little bit, some of the teams you like here. But do you have any other like teams you want to talk about, or do you want to start drafting and we can talk about them as you go?
Yeah, just macro. just kind of with like the purity scores that I did for like Best Ball Mania. I'm doing that now with kind of these playoff teams, like who's potentially going to get in and who's probably already going to get in, and I'm really identifying their weakness. What are they bad at? Do they have a good offensive line or not? Do they have good defense or not? Because the teams with bad O lines and a bad defense, they're more likely to get bounced in the playoffs. Like those weaknesses really show itself in the postseason. So the teams that I believe are above average offensive line and defense with good quarterback play and good coaching, they're the teams that are going to excel kind of in the postseason. So really separate these teams. So I'm going to be drafting those teams that I believe are just better holistically teams more than some of these maybe dart throws teams. Right now, I think the Niners. People are going to probably start liking the Niners, but man, their defense sucks. So if they're not outscoring people, there's a good chance they're not going to be able to get off the field in that third down and to advance a game. You know what I mean?
Right. So there's a good chance that they're out in round one. Like they have the stars, so it's like
Yeah.
it's always obviously enticing to draft Christian McCaffrey. Like he's just going to score a lot of fantasy points,
Right.
but it's also fairly unlikely that they make it beyond round one. Yeah, it's a
Yeah. I
good
could see
note
them
there.
losing by a field goal, because they can't get off the field.
Right.
It might be a high scoring game, but once I figure out who they're playing and say the field loves the Niners, I might go the other way. Or if the field doesn't like the Niners, then I might start leaning into them a little bit with a hope if they're cheap. But I got a feeling everyone's going to love the Niners. So,
Yeah.
it's just historically people always gravitate to that team.
So interesting looking at the playoff odds here. So NFL.com giving the Rams just a 36% chance of making the one seed. I'm curious if it's different because I know they were at one point higher than 50%.
Yeah.
And here we've got 49%. So it's a little bit below 50% at this point for the Rams to get that bye, at least as of now, after they lost to the Panthers this week. That was pretty unexpected. So they moved from being like a favorite to get the bye to they're still the favorite, but they're competing with a bunch of other teams.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that it's just what happened when they lost to Carolina. They dropped a lot of percentage points, but as soon
Yeah.
as they win their next game, is kind of shoots kind of right back up a little bit.
Mhm.
So it's kind of playing the market a little bit.
Right.
It is a good way to play, is kind of almost going in right now and predicting wins and losses, what you think is going to happen, and drafting it kind of that way.
Yep.
And when it doesn't happen, then kind of shift. But yeah, just don't, again, good bankroll management, be smart, stay within your means, but just kind of always stay on the clock. Always draft a couple of these each week. Is a good way to play this playoff best ball.
Yeah, and then you can kind of adjust to the new market as things change. I just want to see the AFC. So the Broncos, I didn't realize the Broncos have a 48% chance of the one seed. That is, yeah, that is nuts. Which like that ultimately makes teams, I'd say, more attractive, even though it's more difficult. Just because, as we've talked about, like it's much more difficult to win in the second round. So to have players that are guaranteed to be there in the second round, you love to have that. So teams that get the bye, it's actually like it's on the one hand, it's a little bit counterintuitive because it's like it's so much harder to advance with those teams on the bye. But
Right.
on the other hand, it's like you're guaranteed to have them in the second round, which is way more difficult to win than the first round. So yeah, like you said, I mean that you kind of laid it out already how attractive the Broncos are. The Patriots also have a pretty good chance at the one seed.
Yeah.
These seem like the teams we should be targeting. Anything else, or do you want to get into to drafting a little bit?
Let's draft a couple.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do you want me to pull up? I can pull up my other window with the sidekick if you'd like, and we can see what the sidekick is suggesting right now.
Yeah, let's bully it if we don't like it, but
Yeah.
let's see what it's given us. See what the boys over at Leg Up are thinking in their models.
Yeah. All right, 1 second. Go find it.
Yeah, I wrote down Rams, Green Bay, Philly as kind of good priority targets. Denver, New England, and Buffalo. Those are like I think three good teams that or six. Those are six good teams that have a pretty good shot. Like they're again, holistically, good defenses, good O-lines, good coaching, decent quarterback play. That could probably make the championship game. And then it's just, luck of the draw who gets the Super Bowl.
My guess is that the leg up guys are just like using one of these odds pages, or maybe they have their own odds page, and that they're just using like those odds. I don't know. I guess I don't know to what extent they are like trying to predict outside of just the odds of maybe they like rotate, draft to draft. I would guess there's some difference in how the sidekick will play it.
Yeah, they're probably using the Athletic New York Times kind of playoff predictor percentages, baking that into their stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, snap, Phil, nice.
Yeah. You can see here, and they show the round one active, so the likelihood that a player, so they have it 44% chance that the Rams get the bye. I guess there's maybe some chance in there that they don't make the playoffs. I don't know, but 56% chance that he'll be active in round one.
Yeah, I think the Rams are probably arguably be the best football team in the NFL right now. I mean, yeah, they had a crappy loss, but teams will have that. But they're one of those teams that's extremely well coached, game by game, changes their game plans. They have a really good front. They have a very good offensive line. They got a quarterback that can play the best.
We got our answer. Sacrilegious says we run our own sims for the rest of the season to determine the playoff odds. Okay.
Nice. Thanks for joining us, Sack.
Yeah, we could maybe we can have Sack on here one of these weeks to talk through this stuff too.
Yeah,
I know he does a lot of content around this, and maybe he doesn't have time. Oh, what do we want to do? Do we take the shoot? Saquon is the suggested pick. Do you like Josh Allen?
Yeah, let's do Saquon.
Okay. I lost track of timing. Didn't see that we were on the clock.
No, yeah, I think the Eagles are they're very highly likely to play 2 games. It's just getting that offense to start clicking a little bit. They got the defense. The offensive line is a little bit of a weakness right now. That's why they can't run the ball. I think Barkley looks fine. It's just there's no holes like he had last year. He can't get to that second level to break it.
Yeah,
it's just not happening. He's getting stuffed all the time.
Yeah, but you also we don't need the 25-point games in the playoffs. Again, it's just like what are the odds this player is going to be? The running back, the starting running back in those future rounds. So yeah, I'm with you. I think he can certainly do what we need him to do for playoff best ball.
Yep.
Hurts goes.
We'll build out Eagles. We'll get 3 or 4 Eagles, I think, and then it's the NFC. How are you feeling or the AFC?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so here we're being suggested Jonathan Taylor and Josh Jacobs are the top 2 here. Is this one where you would want to bully it, take an AJ Brown, or?
Yeah, let's go AJ Brown.
Okay. Yeah, and he's 4th on the sidekick.
Yeah, I'm a little bit down on Indy. Without Sauce is going to miss a couple games. They've transitioned to a lot of heavy man concepts in the back end. So their defense has kind of been flip-flopping between zone heavy early, and then the trade happened, and they went man heavy. Now what they're going to do, and they lost their best linebacker or
do you want Devonta Smith here, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to just build out the Eagle. We probably didn't get Hurts, did we?
We did not get Hurts. Yeah, he went before our last pick.
Let's get 3 Rams and shut it down.
3 Eagles, right?
3 Eagles, I'm sorry. 3 Eagles and shut it down. Eagles won't get a bye, so we have 3 studs that can score 20 a game.
Christy says Sack is the man.
Did you just freeze, Neil?
Did I? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, man. G's gonna ship, man. He's on a heater. I agree, man. He got 6 bullets. Good luck, G. Pulling for you, man.
Do we have anybody with 9? I feel like we have at least one.
Yeah, Dan has 9. A1
Oh,
has 9.
Dan has 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple with 9.
Yeah, Ty has 6 and G has 6.
My screen froze here. I don't know what's the draft froze on me.
G, if you got the balls, man, you can do the Hawk Tua, Hawkinson and Tua are on the main slate. I think you can do
That's
it.
true. It's an option.
I wouldn't do it this year.
All right. Well, I see a couple AFC teams toward the top here.
What do we got?
About. Lamar is here.
Yeah.
And RJ Harvey just went, so we could just go Lamar.
Yeah, I know everybody's a little bit worried about Lamar, doesn't look himself, but all it takes is one game for it to click for a guy with the talent level he has. He is going through some injuries. I'm a little worried about that O-line, but
and Zay Flowers the second.
Yep.
Top of the sidekick here now.
Yep. So we don't really have to get a QB2 unless we want to have 2 shots at it, but wouldn't mind trying to get another running back at some point in time just to cover a bad game from Barkley if it does happen, if it's more of a passing attack game.
Yeah. And you see, I mean, we have the Super Bowl covered already is the nice thing. So we've got our quarterback, got our running back, got 3 pass catchers. Beautiful. We've got that. So now we can figure out who else might make the conference championship that we can throw on, any other little stacks that we can try to do, or additions to this stack. Jahmyr Gibbs just 37. So do they the Lions have pretty good odds of beating the bye, it looks like. Or missing the playoffs? Is that okay.
Yeah, they're outside looking in right now.
That's right. Yeah.
But they're a team again that can easily flip with 2 wins. I actually got Gibbs, St. Brown at pick 9 and 10, round 9 and 10 yesterday because no one wanted to draft the Lions. So that's kind of an interesting angle. If you think they do get in, you can get some Lions really cheap right now.
Bucky Irving, top of the sidekick.
I like that. I think Tampa Bay is going to play 2 games. They're gonna be at home, and then they're gonna play a second game if they can win it. Who knows if they're gonna play the Eagles? But I like Tampa Bay, kind of in these mid-round picks.
Do you want to add on? I mean, top of the sidekick is Mark Andrews. We could add on to a stack, or Igbuka if you want to add on to the Bucks.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go Igbuka. Because I'm kind of liking what Likely's doing a little bit more than Andrews, and I think we can tack him on.
Yeah, we now have we're 1 Buck or Ravens player away from a second Super Bowl combo.
Yep,
5-man,
and I think we should do that.
Yeah.
I like to try to get 2 or 3 different kind of options there. That helped me well. I did a lot of that with Washington last year, and Washington was that team that really got to the AFC Championship, and that made a lot of my Kansas City, Philly teams, advance really far.
Yeah.
So I like doing that with Tampa Bay, and I think the Ravens are going to be that kind of a team for me that can make some noise come postseason.
Yeah, I agreed. To me, coming into the season, I thought the Ravens were were Super Bowl favorites. I think I picked them to make the Super Bowl. It's been really a bummer of a year, but you got to think
a lot of injuries. But they're a team that they're just a couple games away from making it all click and happen. They're getting healthier week by week. So
defenses looked a lot better recently.
Yeah, they're starting to shore up that run game, and they're getting all their cornerbacks back.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Andrews goes.
Yeah, even like a guy like Keaton Mitchell, even the pass catching Hill there as well.
Do you want to throw on a Keaton Mitchell or Hill or somebody else, or
Yeah, I think it'd be good to get a Ravens running back on this squad.
do you have a preference between those two?
Uh Probably Mitchell.
All right.
I think he broke one this past week. He had a 30-yard touchdown run. He seems to have a lot more juice right now than Henry. So
And then
I can see him eating in a little bit more of those snaps, especially come postseason when they need a big splash play.
does Baker interest you? We could add Justice Hill, Mike Evans.
Let's do how many more picks we got?
We got 2 left. This is our second
Let's do Baker and Evans.
Nice.
And then that gives us a couple different options, especially not having Hurts on this Eagles, but we kind of got covered it both ways a little bit there. So
yeah, I mean we need the Ravens to make the Super Bowl. That's the one team that we
really
need for this one.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
What do you think, Neil? I felt like I drafted that one. What do you
think? I think it's good. Yeah, I've been, like I said, all I've done so far is I'm just going to do some drafts to get to know the draft room. I'm just going to use the top of the sidekick every time. And yesterday, like it threw me into panic when I entered, and then the sidekick wasn't working right away, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, because I have given zero thought to the teams, who's going to make the playoffs, that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of like still in the learning phases. What do the draft rooms give us? But no, I think it's a really nice team. Like, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's one where there's only one team that we need to make the Super Bowl here, that being the Ravens. And then if either the Eagles or the Bucks make the Super Bowl, we're going to be in a good spot. So no, I think this is a strong one. A lot of teams that I like too, like teams that I think have a real shot.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Tampa Bay is always a playoff team. They're always like win one game. They're just consistent. They well coached, good scheme. They're getting healthier too. Their secondary is getting healthier on the defense, and it's hard to run on them. So if it's difficult to pass on them, they're going to be in game, especially with the way that Baker plays.
I closed out of it already. I am going to get us right into another draft.
Let's do it. Again, that's what the beautiful of these things, but it's also the dangerous part of them is he can fly through them.
They fill so quickly, yeah.
You can spend a shitload of money pretty quick just drafting these things.
I don't think I asked you how was your Thanksgiving, Math?
It was great. It was so low key. We had a big family wedding, and Jenny's youngest cousin got married.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's fun.
In the South Shore of Massachusetts. So we're down in Boston area just for like 2-3 nights, just had a blast, and saw my whole side of the family, Jenny's whole side of the family, did a bunch of dinners. And so that kind of felt like our pre-Thanksgiving, because we spent so much time with family and then had a big wedding. So then it was kind of low key the rest of the week after that. So it was nice. So I saw the weather come in, so I was like, man, I got to get all these leaves picked up. So that's kind of what we did. Is we had most of Thanksgiving, had the game on, just kind of listened to some of the games, but we just family time, raking leaves, picking up leaves, putting the garden to bed. It was a beautiful day. So we took advantage of it, being outside quite a bit, and had a good dinner, kind of in the tail end of the day. So it was fun.
Classic Thanksgiving dinner, like turkey and
no, we just did we did steak and potatoes and a vegetable. Nice. Just something kind of low key. My wife's not big on turkey, and neither is Emmy, my daughter. So it's just like, let's not go crazy. And
I like it that one day of the year, and then I don't want leftovers. Like we always have so many leftovers from Thanksgiving. I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want this. These leftovers from Thanksgiving. I just want to eat regular food now.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the turkey stuff, but it just
we're on the clock
already.
Do we want to do Devontae and Kyron? We got Saquon, Cook, Hurts.
Let's do Devontae and Kyron. Let's get that Rams.
Yeah,
let's do that Rams. Let's pay attention to the Lions. If we get really cheap Lions, I think that's kind of fun right now, because with a couple wins, that their percentage changes a lot.
Yeah.
But
Oh, look at this. This looks beautiful when I set it up like this.
oh, nice.
You can see the whole draft board and the suggestions at the same time. I did not look at, so apologies for somebody that asked us to look at their team, and I did not look at the teams at all. So sorry about that. I just moved right on. I was trying to find it, and I was thinking, wait, I need to go enter a new draft, and I should have done it on my phone, but whatever. We didn't get there.
I'm sure it was a very good team.
Yeah. Alex says Mitchell unlikely gives you a Ravens Super Bowl without Bucks or Eagles. That is a good point. Like I do like to have that sometimes. Like that is something that I at times will aim for. Of just like all I need is this team. Like last year was like I knew the Lions were going to get the bye, and still drafted some teams that were like I can do 5 Lions and then just random other stuff, and then all I need is if the Lions make the Super Bowl, I'm going to have an active Super Bowl team, and it's probably going to be rare because not a lot of people have 5 Lions in the Super Bowl. So that is something to consider. Is sometimes that's can be a tiebreaker of like I could just have a Super Bowl with just one team. It's pretty unlikely that one team is going to be what you need in the Super Bowl, and that it's also not going to be duped to hell. But
but
it's always
got to be like that Denver Seattle Super Bowl where Seattle just pistol the Broncos. That's the only. It's got to be a Super Bowl like that, which I don't think you're going to have this year. I don't really see it. I see it. It's going to be a good Super Bowl this year. It's a very even playing field. It's not one team that I don't think is going to really truly dominate. This
probably
year.
not. We could go Lamar stacks again.
Yeah, the Ravens are just cheap right now.
Or we could go RJ Harvey and do Bo Nix.
Let's do that. Let's lean into Denver.
I actually didn't even look if Bo Nix is still available. I'm assuming he is.
Even if he's not, it's fine.
Yeah. Do you want to take Nix now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Top of the sidekick.
I like Denver a lot because their O-line is arguably top 3 in the NFL, and their defense is arguably top 3 in the NFL. They're going to be a tough beat, man. I know everybody doesn't like Knicks, and it's just how the fantasy points are so spread out. You don't really know who to bet on, but man, they just win football games.
Yeah, like they have a really strong defense. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Man, their nickel defense is insane. It's insane. They rush 3. And they still get home with 3 right now. It's just crazy what they're doing.
Yeah. And like it's difficult to predict, but also like there are some like RJ Harvey probably going to be scoring the points. I guess there's some chance that they're going to get J.K. Dobbins back, but I think that'd be I don't know. He probably doesn't come back to full strength this season.
Yeah.
So it's probably you want RJ Harvey, and then it's funny. Cortland Sutton goes ahead of Troy Franklin in this, and I think Troy Franklin is just the better pick personally, but I still take Cortland Sutton first because that's what you need to do if you want to get them both. But
yeah, I like Pat Bryant quite a bit right now. He's seeing quite a bit more in the routes participation the last couple of weeks too.
Yeah. All right, Franklin top of the sidekick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Makes a ton of sense.
And then now, Bucky Irving pops to the top.
Well, how many running backs we have? That's what I always worry about, not getting enough running backs.
We have Kyron and RJ Harvey.
Yeah, that's nice. And we have Adams and
we have Adams and Troy Franklin.
Yeah.
We go Bucky Irving here, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Let's do Bucky.
Okay, good.
I like that.
I want to give a warning. Sacrilegious in chat said Mathology is so wholesome. Now, the last time Pete Overzet accused you on late night of changing, being a changed man, not being horny anymore, and you took great offense to Pete suggesting that you're not horny anymore.
Oh, I'm definitely horny and I'm wholesome. That's the only way that you build a home, man.
That's right. Gotta
have kids. How do you have kids, Neil?
That's true. You got to be horny to have kids. Good point. You can still be wholesome, though.
That's right.
The wholesomest, horniest guy I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I like being outside. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Sounds like you must have a good amount of outside space on your property.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some acreage. Like cut all these trees down so I can be able to look through the woods and
Yeah.
go through walks in the woods. I draft in the woods. I go for long walks and just draft on my phone.
And you have maple trees, right? Or am I wrong
Yep.
about that?
Yep. We tap in the springtime. We'll tap, get some syrup, boil some syrup. I more just mule it to a buddy that has actually like an operation.
Oh, cool.
Hang out and have beers while we're evaporating getting the sugar content down, boiling the sap down.
Egbuka is top of sidekick now.
Yeah. How are we looking with the Denver stuff?
All we have Bo Nix, RJ Harvey, Troy Franklin. We could throw on Egbuka and Pat Bryant if you wanted.
Let's do that. Let's go ahead with Mbuka.
And then Baker is now at the top of the sidekick. If we want to cover the buy, potential buy for Denver.
Yeah, it's probably the smartest move. I do think New England's going to get the buy, but man, they're playing with so much swag right now. Did you watch Monday night?
Oh yeah,
man, they were thumping. They were just hit. That defense was flying around and hitting the shit out of everybody. That team is cooking right now.
Yeah, it's a fun team. It's funny again to watch Ramondre cooking, which like everybody's ready. Like everybody keeps citing all the stats. That it's like Trevion Henderson is way better at so many different things. And what's the reason here? But they just keep going back to Ramondre. And honestly, he looked pretty good to me. But like still, like every time Trevion gets the ball, it's like, oh, he could score here. Like he's like one broken tackle away from scoring. You don't really have that with Ramondre.
Well, it's just the Giants, man. The Giants just give up so much rushing yardage. They're now over they've now allowed over 60 times of 10-yard rushes.
Jeez.
Like it's such a run funnel for us. I was kind of hoping they would be on the main slate for these guys for Dog Bowl because it just opens up some place for them.
Yeah.
That's what's the hard part with this Dog Bowl slate is there's just the matchups aren't really that sexy. It's gonna be a low scoring slate. So you got to get the touchdowns right, which makes it really hard. So it's wide open field, and the ones with multiple, the G's and the A wins with 6 and 9 drafts. Those guys are probably the favorites to win with more opportunities.
Yeah, just spread it out.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram being suggested above Pat Bryant now.
I don't think I can. I can't do it. I can't do Evan. I can't do it.
Do you want to do Pat Bryant?
Yeah, I really do Pat Bryant.
And then we could go Godwin or Evans.
Let's do Godwin on this one.
Nice. Yeah, this is a nice team.
I
think our teams are making sense.
Yeah. I just always want to make sure I have enough running backs. Sometimes you can funnel yourself into way more wide receivers and tight ends, and then you're so weak at running backs. In the way that this NFL season has been in the meta with teams really trying to establish it and clock management and running the ball, like I just want to make sure I always have decent running backs.
Yeah. Let's we can pause on this one and look at the teams in case people want us to go over their teams at all.
Seemed like everybody kind of stayed in their lane there for us.
Yeah.
We're able to do pretty much whatever we wanted.
Yep, we didn't get Cortland Sutton, but
yeah, I mean, it would have been nice because he's he gets over 20% of the targets,
right,
every game, but the touchdowns go elsewhere, which that's what Troy Franklin's been doing. He's been scoring a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, well, he's been targeted a lot more the past few weeks. I actually haven't looked at the last game how it broke down. It looked like it was Sutton a lot more than Franklin, but because I did the showdown slate, like I was looking at the prior 4 weeks, it was like double the targets going to Troy Franklin over Cortland Sutton. So I don't know if that was just a fluke or I think it's going to be inconsistent who's the top guy there, which is why it's nice to have them both. Like, what if they ping pong in the playoffs? But oh well.
Mims got in there, was running some routes and doing some gadgety stuff with him, and I think Bryant's the one that's really starting to come on.
Yeah.
As well, because he's the old got to block to get the rock. That he's blocking right now, so he's out there.
Well, the team we end up with Bo Nix and Baker Mayfield at quarterback, Kyron Williams, RJ Harvey, Bucky Irving, Devontae Adams, Troy Franklin, Emeka Egbuka, Pat Bryant, and Chris Godwin. So we have Denver and Rams could be a Super Bowl. Denver and Tampa could be a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think those are the only. We don't have Tampa by itself. So
No.
yeah, we need Denver and then either the Rams or Tampa, and we have a live Super Bowl.
Yeah, just betting on 3. Sometimes I like to try to mix in that 4th team, but again, you really thin yourself out. Like with this team, we can box other teams like this out.
Yeah.
If like right now we have 6 in the Super Bowl, right? 6 or not 7. If it,
I think do we have one that could be 7? We have Denver. So we have 4 Denver, and then we could have 7 from Tampa, or 6 from with the Rams.
Yeah. So if the Bucks get there, if the Bucks in Denver get there, this team probably is a top 1%er.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess technically even one more from the Bucks because they have Baker, so it gives us another combo there. Yeah, we'd have ultra combos if we get Denver, Tampa, and then still a nice team if we get Denver and the Rams. So looks good.
Yeah, boxing people out.
Were there any other teams that Losamo is in here with us? He drafted Seattle and Jacksonville, so he's got Sam Darnold, Trevor Lawrence, James Cook, Josh Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, JSN, Christian Watson, Brian Thomas, and Jacoby Myers. So needs Seattle, it looks like. Oh no, or Jacksonville. He does have 3 from Jacksonville, so it could be Seattle with Jacksonville would obviously be ideal for this one. Otherwise, Seattle Buffalo. No, yeah, he does have enough for. No, he doesn't have enough for Seattle Buffalo because he doesn't have 2 wide receivers, so couldn't field the full lineup with Seattle Buffalo.
Yeah.
But then could get there with Jacksonville and Green Bay would be another, or Jacksonville, Seattle. So still has a number of potential ways to get there. Nice lineup.
Yeah, I'm so torn with Jacksonville. I'm just I just don't know if I can they're kind of a pass funnel. I don't know if they can get off the field on 3rd down in the postseason, and I just worry about T-Law facing good DSTs.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of faith in Jacksonville. I still I draft teams every year that I don't have faith in. Like, kind of depends on obviously how the draft goes and
how you get funneled. That's kind of where I kind of like to force it early, even if you gotta reach a little bit and let a good combo go by, or like a high projected player like an alpha, but just to piss on the team that you want to build out.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't get in a click war with your fellow companion in the room where you guys are just kind of trying to fight over the same team. But usually if you mark it quick enough, they'll stop drafting them.
Yeah. Troy was team 2. He had Puka Nacua as his first pick. Goes with Rams, Ravens, Matthew Stafford, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs, Blake Corum, Puka Nacua, Zay Flowers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, and Mark Andrews. So it looks like just 3 teams taken. Nice. The Rams, the Ravens, and the Lions. Has 3 top dogs from the Lions. So he's got a full stack if it is Ravens, Lions. He's got a full stack if it is Ravens, Rams. Yeah, it's a nice looking team.
Can you pull up the board? Where did he get the Lions? Is it all super late?
Yeah, round 6 with Gibbs, 7 Amon-Ra, 8 JMO.
I think that might be a priority for me for the next until Sunday.
Yeah. If they make the Super Bowl, or if they make the playoffs, they've got a real shot at making the Super Bowl, I think. Like, they're good enough.
Yeah, their defense, man. Defense is good. You can't run on them. It's a little bit more of a pass funnel, but if they can just shore up that back end a little bit. Do worry about Goff outdoors in the cold.
Yeah.
And that's probably will be their path. They'll have to win on the road. So maybe it's not that big of a priority for me, but they're definitely an interesting team to kind of monitor here.
Yeah. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, I got time. I mean, it takes 7 minutes.
Yeah. That's so quick. Why not?
it's it's fun, but also it kills a roll pretty quick.
Oh, super. At least these ones are only $5. Well, once they start being $25 or whatever, then it's like, dear Lord, I just spent $1,000 without thinking about it.
Sounds like the dog bowl.
Yeah.
At least those are 12 mans.
But these are quicker. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly true.
Yeah. Like I said, I tried doing 5 at once and it was just like chaos. Just like even like I shouldn't even try to, even with the sidekick, it was just like, oh my God, I'm always on the clock in 3 drafts, just like drafting teams that didn't make any damn sense just because I didn't have time and then my stuff froze.
Yeah, I forgot that it's already Thursday and the Lions play.
Yeah.
That's a big game against Dallas. Those teams match up pretty well.
Yeah. That'll be a fun one. It would be more fun if Amon-Ra plays. Well, it'd be more fun for me if Amon-Ra plays because I have a ton of Amon-Ra in best ball and I have very little JMO. So JMO's just going to bury me.
Did any Amon-Ra, I guess, did not practice today? I haven't seen anything yet today.
No, he's still questionable as the latest.
No practice today.
I don't think so. Yeah. I could be wrong.
I was hoping I did some prime time paloozas and he was going like 5th, 6th round. I was just clicking the Q tag just with a prayer.
Yeah.
You could always swap, but I was hoping maybe that might turn into something fun.
Yeah. All right. I'm pulling up the Broncos just for myself, looking at Broncos route share report. Yeah. Troy Franklin down to 69%. Yeah. Cortland Sutton, 75. Pat Bryant, 73.
Yeah. That's Brian. Crazy. Yeah. Brian, they did a little gadgety stuff with Mims and they played a little bit at 12. And when they went 12, we didn't see Franklin on the field. We saw more Pat Bryant.
Yeah.
It seems like Franklin's more like 11 personnel only type of play.
So Saquon, JT at the top.
What do you think about Indy? I've been going back and forth with them. Do you think they can make it?
I'm not a huge believer. I think like partially because of the Daniel Jones injury right now. It's just like seems tough to make it through with that injury. Like kind of feels like they've been, I don't know, just skirting by, and now it's like, can they really overcome a broken leg or whatever? Do you want to go Barkley here, or do you want to go JT? We could try to build it up.
No, let's go Kyron.
Okay. All right. So we've got, just one Ram. So here's where I often will be scared off of that pick because Puka and Devontae were both gone. And then I'm just like, I can only at best get like one of the good pieces on the Rams. But do you want to go Stafford then? Or do you want to build up?
Yeah. I kind of want to build some unique Ram stuff.
Okay.
Granted, it's probably, I don't know. I feel like it's buying out its top because all these guys are going in the first couple rounds anyway. So you'll have probably better stuff to do later once we have more information. But I feel very confident in the Rams getting to the NFC Championship game. Yeah.
They seem as good a bet as anybody, at least. Like I wouldn't say that I'm super confident in any team, but right. Yeah, they seem as likely as anybody.
And I like Parkinson and
that's true. There are other ways to build this out.
Ferguson. Come postseason, this is when you see those secondary and tertiary guys pop up for touchdowns,
right?
Because they're really game plan for trying to make you play left-handed. As much as you can, try to take away all your alphas.
What about with Higbee returning? Would that make you? Does that worry you at all? Like would you draft Higbee, or who would be your biggest priority? You think?
I mean, right now it would be Parkinson, but if Higbee is more likely to come back and get the routes like he was getting it before that, then because they love playing that 13.
Yeah,
that was the big part of their game plan. But they haven't been doing it because of Higbee,
right?
But if Higbee does come back, that opens up that whole playbook with 13.
Yeah, I think he's likely to come back.
Yeah, something to monitor.
Interesting. We've got the Eagles at the top of the queue. Do you want to build out a second NFC team with the Eagles, or do you want to go a different direction?
Do we have a good shot to land in 2 alphas with it?
I think so. Well, I guess there's one team on the turn with JT and Barkley.
Mm.
I mean, there's three of them right at the top: Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts.
Let's try it.
Which one would you rather go first?
Probably the quarterback.
Yeah. Sounds good.
You know, because then there's that draft would most likely go Hurst wide receiver. And
if we left one of them, yeah. If we left the quarterback, yeah.
And say right now Rams get the bye here. We'll play it. Rams get the bye, so we need to cover the bye. And this is how we're doing it.
Right. I didn't even notice that drafter has Barkley. so they actually they have the running back there. So they probably would have loved Hurts with one of the receivers.
And we could, if we, we'll just say we covered the bye with that. We could tack on Goddard. He's got a red zone role. We could just maybe have two Eagles.
Yeah.
See what he does here. If he tacks on another Eagle or not, he probably won't. Be my guess. Without the quarterback.
All right. So we went Trevion Henderson, so we could go Devonta Smith.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was talking about with kind of pissing on teams. And if you get the quarterback, or if you get like the alpha kind of 30% target guy, or the running back that gets all the work, touchdown work, you can kind of bully the room in your favor a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a good example of that, what we just did.
Yeah. And I think it's good to get drafting now as practice for the gauntlet, because would you agree, like, one of the most important things to know is how rooms go, and like your odds of being able to push things, like even the sidekick, like that's one of the I rely on the sidekick. I heavily use it, but there are times where it's just like the sidekick maybe doesn't always have a full concept of like what are the odds that this player makes it back to me versus that player. They actually did at some point in best ball last year. I'm surprised. I'm sort of surprised it's not here. Like the odds of this player making it back to you. Maybe they'll add that functionality.
Oh, I bet it's coming. I bet it's coming.
Yeah, probably.
I bet it's coming.
But there are like sometimes you can like get an idea by doing these of like, okay, if we take Jalen Hurts first, then we're probably gonna get one of these receivers back to us. Whereas you don't necessarily know that. I don't know. It's those are the places that I like to sometimes bully it, is where it's like, well, they don't maybe know the rooms as well as us if we've been drafting them frequently.
Right.
Or this is not built into it right now, as far as I know. Zach could come in here and correct me and say, no, it's actually all built in there. All right.
Probably. Here he is.
Yeah. It's just so dependent on the behavior of opponents to play up best ball, where regular best ball, it's much easier. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's why it's not built in. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, we're back on the clock. Diggs at the top of ADP.
That's probably a big fall. We do need some. How many more Patriots are available? Probably quite a bit.
I would guess Ramondre.
Yeah, let's do Diggs, because I love Booty, as you know.
I know you love Booty. Yeah.
So let's do Diggs. I like Hunter Henry. That'd be fun. I mean, that's a fall for Diggs.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take that Diggs fall.
Take what the room's giving us there.
Yeah.
Man, I just love this team right now. I mean, I'm a little bit of a homer bias. I got friends in the building. But man, they're playing some pretty good football right now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they look great. It's funny. I know I saw Rudman tweet out another big win for the schedule, which is kind of a funny narrative. But then I was like, it was against the Giants, so that one did. It was like I don't know, don't want to read too much into that game. But also, I agree with you. This team is just it's a power.
I mean, it would be one thing if they're like playing down and just barely beating these teams, but they're just pistol whipping teams.
Do you want to go Booty, Ramondre, Troy Franklin?
Yeah.
Who's your preference?
Oh, Booty.
Okay.
Because we'll get Stevenson.
Oh yeah, this is way early.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Goddard would have been nice there. I guess we probably could have. I don't know if we
probably could have pushed him. This is what I'm worrying about, though. Our running backs. This is what.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too weak at running back.
This team on the turn also has Trevion. They're probably furious with us. Like we keep on taking their players.
Yeah, Alex looks like he's in the room. Oh,
This person? Sure.
Alex is the okay. Yeah, we're all
Oh,
fighting
okay.
over New
Oh,
England
I
there.
see. Oh,
Okay.
he's the Drake May drafter. Okay. Yeah, we're all. I mean, it's a good team.
Yeah.
You got to know. You got to know your room. You got to know that Math is a New England homer. Also.
Yeah, I've been going to Patriots games since the early '90s, man.
I've never been to a Patriots game.
It's a great stadium.
Foxborough is pretty far from Boston, right? It's like
It is. Yeah, it's almost in Rhode Island.
oh, Ramondre goes. Oh, that's Alex. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. We need some running back help. So how can we get this team to the AFC Championship?
Travis Etienne. It's bleak.
Yeah, this is what I hate when happens. Because especially if they get the bye, this team's like dead on arrival.
Tyler Warren, the top of the sidekick.
Man, I don't think Pittsburgh's making the postseason.
No, Tyler Warren of the Colts.
Oh,
I went ETN just as a panic because we wanted running back help. I don't feel great about it, but maybe he helps us through round one.
yeah, they're probably going to make the postseason. Almost rather go, or probably rather go Tootin because he's got the goal line. But
yeah. So now because I took Travis Etienne, we've got Brian Thomas at the top of the queue. Jacoby Myers is up there. We could still throw on Colby Parkinson.
Yeah, we probably need one more Ram, right? We need to get up to 3.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We need 3 Rams, 3 Patriots.
Do you want to go with Parkinson?
I kind of like that Higbee call. I think he's coming back.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's do it. Especially with this this is more of a long dart. This is probably low probability team for us. So maybe try to lean into some ownership.
Yeah.
Leverage angles.
Yeah, I don't love this one as much as the last two. I feel like those are pretty strong. I feel like the starting with 2 early quarterbacks is like never feels great to me. I don't know.
That's why you draft them, man. You learn from your mistakes.
Son of a bitch.
Probably shouldn't have went Kyron there, but kind of forced it.
Yeah. Or maybe at that point we should have just drafted it so they're not going to get to buy and
right.
Like at that point we could have pivoted.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go hurts. Yeah, exactly.
We gotta.
Seattle is. I don't think Seattle's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
this would be the Eagles, right? The Eagles could probably get the bye.
Yeah, what are the? I don't have it pulled up here anymore. The odds of getting the bye week. Yeah, I mean, as a Vikings fan, I watched Sam Darnold just completely fall apart last year. Doesn't mean it's going to happen again this year. Who knows what was going on with him at that time?
Well, I mean, it's just the blueprint is there. It's just do you have the defense that can kind of play man and blitz the shit out of you?
So we've got BTJ and Jacoby Myers near the top of the queue. Tyler Warren's still there. Colby Parkinson. Anybody else?
No, I think we just kind of build out what we already made. There's no need to add a Tyler Warren because we don't have any Colts.
All right, we got BTJ. Do you want to throw on like a Mac Hollins, Pop Douglas, or Jacoby Myers?
Is the other rookie Kyler Williams with the Pats? Is he available?
Kyle Williams. Probably. Oh yeah.
Let's do that.
Sure. Yeah, it was a nice catch this week.
Man, that's one thing. Like with Drake May, man, he just layers balls in. Like he doesn't like throw it with a ton of velocity, but it's on target at the right, arc and everything to it. It's just he throws a pretty ball.
He's good. Yeah, I think he's
so
going to be
accurate.
special. Yeah.
So accurate. The ball he threw to him, that touchdown. I mean, it was probably, if they reviewed it, I don't know quite if he was in, but
Oh, really?
yeah, it was close because he didn't really get his other leg down.
Hmm.
But I mean, they were just cooking that. I feel like everybody was just like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, right. They're gonna win. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
helps
Let's
them.
move.
Helps my best ball teams have a lot
Yeah.
of Kyle Williams there.
Yeah.
All right. So not our best team, but
No.
it
No,
plays.
yeah. She 2 running backs and one of them with
Yeah.
this is I always got to worry about that. And that's why I got to probably keep for rule of thumb, everybody, pay attention to your running backs.
Yeah, right.
This could happen to you where you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's gross. It's a gross running back room. Hopefully, like ETN comes in. Hopefully it's week 1. Round 1 of the playoffs. We have Travis Etienne puts up, 22 fantasy points in a loss, and then the Jags are out of there, and then Kyron can carry us the rest of the way. That's what we're dreaming of with this one.
It's part of why we stream it, man, to teach people how to fish, right, Neil?
Yeah. Teach ourselves while we're doing it too, because this is we're both getting into the streets for the first time. So we get Stafford and Jalen Hurts, Kyron Williams, Travis Etienne, Devonta Smith, Stephon Diggs, Kayshon Boutte, Tyler Higbee, Brian Thomas, and Kyle Williams. We would love it if the Rams get the bye. Then we're just carried by Hurts and Etienne, Smith, Diggs, Boutte, Thomas, and Williams. It would be could we get there if both New England and the Rams have a bye? We would have Hurts, Travis Etienne, Devonta Smith, Brian Thomas Jr. So no, right?
No, we wouldn't have a flex. Yeah.
Yeah. So we this team would not survive if they both get the bye.
Right.
But if those are the teams that make the Super Bowl, we'll look pretty good with Stafford, Kyron, Diggs, Boutte, Tyler Higbee, Kyle Williams. Like we'll have a full squad in that case. Interesting. Not our strongest squad, but it's got a shot. At least it's live. Not a waste of $5. It still has a chance to make some money.
Yep. I think good lesson learned there. Sometimes don't scooping up ADP value because it might funnel you into something like this, but also pay attention to your running backs.
Yeah. Alex was in this one with us. Has Drake May, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Blake Corum, Ramondre Stevenson, Devonta Adams, George Kittle, Hunter Henry, Jawan Jennings, and Mac Hollins. So 4-man Patriots. And then he can bring it back with the Rams or the 49ers. That's a nice team.
Yeah, I like it.
Is that your puppy whining?
Yeah, I can let her in. You want to meet?
Oh, yeah, get her in here. Is this the new puppy or the old one?
No, this is the new one.
Oh yeah, get her in.
Come here, Dottie. So we just rescued Dottie.
Oh yeah, she's a big girl. Hi, Dottie. How much does she weigh?
Only 40 pounds.
Okay. Is she still growing?
She's 2, so she might get a little
2,
bit.
Okay.
We're gonna gain some weight on her because she came from a rough place in Texas. I guess she needed a new home, or else she was gonna get put under. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
We rescued her.
Oh, that's nice. Is she? A basset hound is like a hunting dog, right?
Yes. They have very powerful nose, and that's the reason for the long ears. As they move, it moves the air, so it helps them pick up senses in the air and everything. Huh. So yeah, they're good bird dogs and good. They're good dogs. They're really couch potatoes.
How long have you had her now?
Like 2 weeks, maybe 10 days.
Okay, but she's already attached to you. She's already wanting to get in.
She's a lover.
That's great.
Yeah, she's a lap dog, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. As Senior Strong says, good on you. Love dogs. Always adopt if you can. Lots of dogs are being killed in shelters. Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Always big fan of adopting dogs.
Me too.
It's also like I don't know. It was endearing to me getting my last dog. We adopted. He was like 5 when we adopted him, and he was just like terrified of everything, which like endeared him to me somewhat. Like just like, I don't know where you came from, but you're very, very nervous about the world. Makes you want to like show them a brighter world, and show them it doesn't have to be doesn't have to be scary.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, she's a cutie. Hi, Dottie.
Say hi to Neil.
Hi, Dottie. So why are you holding me like this?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
Yeah.
She already had pups, I guess. That was part of it. She had like pups at like not even 2 years old.
Geez.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Oh, I should have switched to the bigger camera view.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see her now?
To see the dog, yeah, so we could get a better view of Dottie. Oh, she's back. Give him a lick. Give him a lick, Dottie. Get him on the mouth. Yeah, she's
let's win BBM.
Yeah,
Dottie.
Now is the time. We're gonna get some money. Get you the biggest playpen.
Yeah.
On all that.
What do you think?
I bet she'd be down for it.
She would be down for it.
Are you going to take her hunting? Are you a hunter?
I do a little bit of just recreational, but I'm not a diehard by any stretch of imagination.
Not the type who's going to take you. Don't get a dog to be your hunting dog.
No.
Yeah. I see. If math ships BBM, this clip will go mega viral. That's true.
That's the goal, man.
Yeah.
I just want to make the finals. Like,
just having a sweat is so much more fun. Last year was such a bummer. Just like last year, I didn't make a single team to week 16, which was so frustrating. Like, only got 14 to week 15. It was like, all right, but I still have some bullets, whatever. I can move on. And then they're all just dead immediately. And I could tell, like, just looking, I was like, none of these teams are healthy. None of them are good. Just, this year, this is our year.
Yeah, I had 7 in the semis and I didn't make the finals.
Oh,
I came in second in like 3 of them. I was like, fuck.
Also led the regular season, had the highest scoring team in the regular season. And that team lost in round 1, right?
Yeah, that got bound. That came in second.
Yeah.
In week 6.
Second in his pod. That's frustrating.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just such a high floor, high ceiling team. So I still put up like 140, but you needed like 160 that week.
Yeah, that was tough. This year we're getting there.
Yeah,
gonna make.
I
the
hope
finals.
It's the shittiest team ever. That's what I'm hoping. It's like, how did this team win?
That would be fun. Always fun. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Not gonna keep doing drafts. Anything else you want to say?
No, man. Best of luck to all of our friends at the Dog Bowl. Pulling for all you guys. We keep posting on my Go Line stands and the Mathology channel there on the Flannelverse. Just if you guys want to look at your competition, what they're doing, come swing through and take a peek because I'm going to help try to fill those rooms.
Oh yeah.
And I like to win this week. I like to put 10K in my pocket, so I'm gunning for that. Charlie, I've been seeing you in there a lot. So
is Charlie in the Dog Bowl or is he just doing just for the 10K? Okay.
Yeah, he was gunning for it last couple of weeks. I've been seeing him quite a bit.
I put 50 at 52 or something entries into the Dog Bowl. I thought for sure with 52, of course I'm going to make it. Did not happen for me. Didn't have a sweat. You had so many sweats throughout the year.
Yeah, I did.
We didn't quite get there. Would have been so fun. If in fact all dogs did make it to Kansas City next year though. Next year we're going to come back stronger, wiser. We're going to make the Dog Bowl, and we're just going to get lucky with one of those 500 shots on goal that Math had this year.
Yeah.
All right.
Let the slate gods end the slate with us in seats.
Exactly.
Musical chairs.
Please. All right. We're going to get out of here. We will probably be back next week. We'll have to talk about that because I am going to New Orleans next week. And I have a lot of content I need to do early. So it's possible we'll take another week off before, or maybe you'll do your big party next week without me. I don't know. We'll talk about next week.
We'll figure it out and see who's available and how it all shakes out. We got some time.
All right. But we'll be back soon either way. Thanks everybody for watching. Please like the video, subscribe, join the Flannelverse Discord, free to join. There's a link in the description of this video. We will see you very soon. Good luck to all of our friends in the Dog Bowl and good luck to everybody else this weekend. See you soon.